Hi, I'm Rob and this is Gems of War. In this video I'll be looking at the new Mythic Kalika and trying out a team with her and seeing if she's any good or not. Now, the spell is pretty basic. Elemental Control deals, in my case, 39 damage to 4 random enemies boosted by elemental stars. So to get that spell boosted you need to either raise her magic or get some elemental stars on the board which stay there to boost that damage, but it's not that straightforward. Now, the traits on her are allied elementals gain 2 life, which is pretty useless. Spell armor, reduce damage from spells by 25% is pretty handy. And rising star, 50% chance to create an elemental star at the start of her turn is, again, okay, but nothing fantastic. So the spell being boosted by elemental stars, you would think that something like Nexus Portal would be the way forward for that, because it creates 4 to 6 elemental stars and has a summon as well. But what actually seems to happen 19 times out of 20 is those elemental stars get turned into another mana colour and disappear, so you typically don't get left any elemental stars on the board at all to actually boost up Kalika, so it doesn't actually work like that. So for that reason I'm going to swap that one out, because I've tried this team probably about 20 games now, and the Nexus Portal is a good mana generator, but it's not as good as Oshir's Tome, which is the one I'll be using. It explodes 4 gems for each blue ally and each elemental ally. Now, the hero is an elemental, as is Kalika, as is the Mirage Queen. And they're blue as well. Kalika is blue, Oshir's Tome is blue, and Mirage Queen is blue also. So we're going to get an absolute board wipe whenever we cast this weapon in terms of mana generation. But we do need a cleanse, so for that reason I'm going to be swapping out Nexus Portal and bringing in Queen Beatrix, because it is more important to have a cleanse in the team via that third trait than it is having A, mana generation we don't need from Nexus Portal, and B, what you'd think are good generation of elemental stars which end up actually vanishing and not aiding Kalika's spell whatsoever. So right now she's looking like an okay mythic, but nothing special at the same time, because the main issue with that spell is you are always handing back the turn to the opposition. There's no way of getting any sort of extra turn with that. It's just damage to the enemies and that is the end of it, and you're handing back the turn. So that is the main issue I have with that, with the spell. As well as that, it's not particularly powerful. Of course, with Beatrix in this side as well, we have got an all blue team now, which means it is viable for Guild Wars Blue Day. But Kalika right now is not a mythic I would base a team around to play with on Guild Wars Blue Day. The spell just doesn't seem to do enough damage for me, and like I say, you are always handing the turn back to the opposition. But we'll try her anyway. On the banner side of things, I've gone for the Maze banner. When I don't use purple, the Maze banner is a great one to use in this sort of team. +2 green and +2 red, while -2, -1 purple is really nice. We get a lot of benefit from that. And on the weapon, on the champion talents, I've gone for Snap Freeze, Insulated, Thunder Fist, Watery Binding, and Rock Solid. I don't have the other ones yet, but just pick whichever one makes the most sense. Right, the best thing about this element of this class is undoubtedly that third trait. Stun, Freeze, Burn, and Entangle a random enemy with matching 4 or more gems is mega powerful and makes up for the fact that the first 2 traits are utterly rubbish. Right, so let's give this team a go. Like I say, you would have thought that Nexus Portal makes most sense because it creates elemental stars for Kalika, but it just doesn't work out that way. I've tried it so many times, and it does create mana, mostly mana we didn't end up needing, and the elemental stars, when they match, disappear. So it turned out that it's hard to get elemental stars on the board to boost Kalika's damage. So we've gone for the guaranteed cleanse while having Beatrix in the side. I'll get this first. Now let's do some Kalika damage. See, even now, even though Queen Beatrix is only a legendary, you'd still feel inclined to cast Queen Beatrix first, because she has a chance to get an extra turn back, either by a 4 match, which can happen, or just by, 40% chance. It's like yeah, Kalika is not that great a mythic, so I will cast Beatrix first, and we did get an extra turn. Always keep an eye out for these 4 matches. That's another advantage of having Mirage Queen here. We get some good damage from this now. The other good thing about the Mirage Queen as well is, a lot of people miss this part of it, is when she casts, she curses all enemies. So what that means is, like, say for example we had an Arachnian Weaver in this side. Normally they are impervious to the effects of the Elementalist third trait. Like, you can't normally stun, freeze, burn or entangle them. But once Mirage Queen has cast and they're cursed, suddenly even a troop that's impervious to that, like Arachnian Weaver, will now be subject to that effect of being able to be entangled, get burnt, frozen and all the rest. So that's a really, really good part of Mirage Queen a lot of people often miss. But even though this is supposed to be a Kalika team, we haven't actually cast her yet, because every single time we get Beatrix available, we'll cast her. And the good thing about casting Beatrix in a team like this, in a Yao Guai team, is his damage is boosted by his life, and true damage takes away the life immediately, which means he does less damage. But this is supposed to be a Kalika team, so we'll cast her just for the hell of it. Like I say, we always hand back the turn. Nothing you can do about that at all. But Oshia's Tome gets us a ton of mana back, nearly charged up everybody. But now Kalika can come along and very nearly finish off the job. So I definitely recommend this team with Beatrix rather than Nexus Portal, which may seem the logical way to go. Let's give Kalika a bit of glory and just let it end with her spell. But yeah, I think she's an okay mythic. Pretty middling to me, nothing game changing, nothing you're going to build a team around. Literally the only reason I'm doing these videos is to show the mythic off and a team with her that works pretty well. But certainly not something I would use in place of other mythics. It's just a nice extra one to have, which could be fun to use in certain teams. Now let's get some 4 matches going to get those freezes underway. When you're entangled, it's this is one of the handy things about entangling the first enemy. You can leave AI skull matches, and most of the time it does seem to take them when offered like that, but you can almost class it as an extra turn in a way, because the AI is not guaranteed to take it, but it's pretty much going to take them most of the time. It just seems to be that way. Right, let's keep an eye out for green to skulls here. Nothing doing in a way of making a 4 match, so we won't cast that. Although we could do, because we will do some pretty decent damage, and while they're entangled, even if we take out the first opponent, the second opponent is entangled too. So this is I will cast that just to see if we get anything else happen after that. Now we've got green to skulls again, but nothing in the way of a 4 match. But we've got this up here. We'll take that first. Then Beatrix. Now we've got green everywhere, because that's another benefit of Beatrix. It creates green, which is good for Mirage Green, creating those green to Doom Skulls. And all them green and all that skulls, and no 4 matches. Nope, not seeing anything. Let's give Kalika a bit more fun. Now with those both 2 bottom troops now entangled as well, we've got 4 match at the top there, so that's good for Mirage Queen. Yeah, I'm going to win this game pretty comfortably. Let's give Kalika a bit more glory. Yeah, so there's a team. She's an okay troop, nothing special. Certainly wouldn't build a team around her for anything special, but she's just a middling mythic to me. And she's got a lot of arms, but she's not far off armless. That's not harmless. She can be dangerous, I suppose. But, you know, I may look at another team, see if there's a way of boosting her magic even more. But, yeah. Average to me, Kalika. But there's a team. If you found it useful or helpful, be cool if you considered liking and subscribing, because it really does help. And thanks for watching. See you again next time. Bye for now.